Hey there, good morning. Great to have you here. I love it when you smile, when you grin from ear to ear. You know that you look good today, dressed up from head to floor. So now that we're all set, count with me to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey ho, let's all jump and shout, jumping into story time together. Hey ho, we'll all jump and shout. Will you help to get this party started? Let's go. Let's go.
I love listening to the story time before I sleep.
Hey Storytime kids, so we have a few words for you today. One of them is flood, F-L-O-O-D, flood. A flood is something that when it rains, there is a lot of rain and it gets stuck in one place and an overflow of water happens where it's not able to go down. And then the next word is ark, A-R-K, ark. So an ark is something that is a really, really big boat, and in this story they put lots of animals on this boat because a flood happens. So make sure that you look for ark and you look for flood in this book.
Hello Storytime kids, it's Isa here and I'm about to read you a really interesting story. I'm really excited about it. The stories is A Stowaway on Noah's Ark. Do you know what that is? I'm really excited. We're gonna begin. Once there lived a kindly old man who spoke to the sky. One day the sky spoke back. "The people have become wicked," said a mighty voice. "I will send a great flood to wash the land clean. Build a great ark of cypress wood to shelter creatures both large and small. Choose 2 of each animal. This is the task I set before you." The old man obeyed. With the help of his wife, his 3 sons, and his sons' wives, he began building an enormous ark of sturdy timber. After many years, the giant vessel was finally finished. Then the old man gathered all the animals of the world together. He told them about the terrible flood that would cover the earth, and he began selecting 2 of each creature to join him on the ark, just as the voice had commanded. Little Thomas was not chosen. 2 mice had already been picked for the voyage. In the dusty maze of hooves, paws, and general confusion, he had been overlooked. Disappointed, Thomas watched as those who had been chosen formed a column, 2 by 2. When the line of animals finally began to move, Thomas followed along out of curiosity. After many days of walking, he saw the ark for the first time, looming like a mountain in the distance. Thomas had never seen anything so big. He watched in wonder as the cargo of walking and crawling and flying beasts slowly filled the ark. Meanwhile, the midday sky was growing dark. Thomas heard the low rumble of thunder, and it frightened him. A great storm was surely coming, just as the old man had said. Thomas decided that he would not be left behind. The old man was trying to get the animals aboard before the rain began. He was much too busy to notice when little Thomas slipped onto the back of an ostrich and nestled among the bird's tail feathers. The soft feathers tickled Thomas' nose, but he had to be quiet and go unnoticed by the old man. Thomas had not been chosen. He was a stowaway. Once aboard, Thomas sneezed so hard that he tumbled out of the ostrich's feathers and onto the hard wooden floor. In a moment he was up and running for cover. The air was filled with the screeching of birds and the flapping of wings, barking and rolling, and loud, terrifying roars. Scurrying across the deck, he darted under the shell of a huge tortoise that was dozing beside its mate. With all the creatures finally aboard, the old man and his sons pulled the wooden doors shut against the coming downpour. Suddenly, a great shock of thunder shook the massive vessel, and the creatures all fell silent. The plip-plop of the first drops of rain could be heard striking the roof of the ark. The rain poured down day and night. Streams, rivers, and oceans overflowed. The water rose over the treetops, finally covering the peaks of the highest mountains. Nothing could be seen above the terrible flood except the ark, pitching back and forth in the storm. The animals crowded close together inside the ark. Thomas was worried about being discovered by the old man, so he moved from place to place in search of a safe hiding spot. As the raging wind lashed the decks, Thomas hid high and dry in the mane of a seasick lion. After 10 days of rain, he hid with a pair of storks in a nest of twigs. Still, the rain continued day and night. After 20 days of lightning and thunder, Thomas tried tucking himself into a rhino's ear. But he wasn't there long. It was a very uncomfortable hiding place. After 30 dark days, while the downpour continued, he burrowed into the folds of a sheep's warm, bushy wool. It was a snug place to hide, but the ram grew annoyed, so Thomas had to move on. At last, the rain came to an end on the 41st day. The ark drifted over the silent world. Then one day, a great wind blew down from the sky, drying all that it touched. As the water slowly receded, the ark came to a rest on a lone peak rising out of the ocean. Thomas was excited. Forgetting to hide, he raced out onto the deck. He leapt up onto the railing and peeked over the side, where once he had seen nothing but ocean. Now a craggy mountain top appeared below him, reaching deep into the waters. Thomas remembered he was a stowaway and scampered on top of a giraffe. The old man released a dove, which flew from the ark, rising into the sky. Thomas watched her go until she was just a white dot on the horizon, surrounded by water in every direction. The dove found no place to land. Water still covered the entire earth, except for the peak they rested on. Exhausted, she finally returned to the ark. 7 days passed, and the dove was again released. All day long, the old man, his family, and the animals watched the sky and waited. At dusk, the dove finally returned with a sprig of fresh olive in her beak. The dove had found dry land. Surely it was only a matter of time before the water subsided completely. There was no reason for Thomas to hide any longer. He sniffed at the air. The earth had been washed clean. Just as he decided to follow a family of mice leaving the ark, he heard the old man's voice. Go forth and prosper and lead righteous lives, he said to his sons and their wives. We were blessed from the very beginning. At that moment, the sun lit the earth and a glorious rainbow appeared. Thomas paused and looked at the old man, then at the sky, and was very happy. Then the little stowaway scurried down the mountainside to join the others in a brand new world. This is the end.
Hey kids, how are you doing? As you know, I'm Amanda and today I'm gonna be introducing the crafts. So, Today we are gonna make these lovely mouses. Look at them, they are really cute. And the materials that we need to make it. First of all, we are gonna need a round surface. So it can be a paper pot or a plastic pot or a CD, anything that you can put on the top of the paper and make a mark of it, okay? Secondly, glue, as always. Then scissor, a nice scissor, a marker, and the papers. So a pink, a black, and another color of your preference to make your mouse. So these 3 types of carton paper. And I guess it's all we need to make these cute ones. So let's check in the video how to make it. Have a nice week.
Little mouse at last escaped from his hole. Yes, he got out. Mr. Mouse Dash the cat decided to stay inside the house. Little mouse was so distracted that he did not look back. Mr. Mouse Dash the cat snuck up quietly behind the mouse. Little mouse was very happy to meet his friend Piolin. He's the funniest little mouse that you have ever seen. They get into lots of trouble when they forget to ask Mom, what kind of adventures will they get into this time? Little mouse and Piolin, they are friends until the end. Little mouse could see a tasty ham not too far away. Piolin jumped on one leg and he caught the prize right away. Mr. Mouse Dash the cat was sneaking up quietly behind, and silently with his claws he caught poor Piolin. Little mouse was very angry and he grabbed onto his tail. Staring at the scene, Mr. Cat was shocked and very scared. Mr. Cat dropped Piolin in surprise and then he escaped. Piolin and Little Mouse went back to the hole with the ham. Little Mouse and Piolin, they are friends until the end. Little Mouse and Piolin, they are friends until the end. In the children's kingdom, you will find a place. Little mouse at last escaped from his hole. Yes, he got out. Mr. Mouse Dash the cat decided to stay inside the house. Little mouse was so distracted that he did not look back. Mr. Mouse Dash the cat snuck up quietly behind the mouse. Little mouse was very happy to meet his friend. Goodbye. Goodbye.
When something's starting out, we'll often say hello.
And when we're in the middle of something, we might say that's fun.
But when something's almost over and it's winding down,
We'll look at each other and we might say goodbye.